Alright guys, West Coast Arachnids. I'm just doing a little rehousing video. I'm going to rehouse my Brachypelma Albopilosum. Let's get right into it. I've already put the holes in there with my wood burner. Actually, this is a soldering gun, but you can get them pretty cheap. Sometimes they have them in the dollar store for $3 or so. But I think I paid $15 for that in Canadian Tire. You can pick them up at Walmart and stuff as well. Anyway, let's get some light on here. I'm going to start with the first one. No, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get this guy out of here. I think my chopsticks are the best bet of getting these guys out. I don't really have anything to put them in at this closer range, so I mean, as far as holding containers so they don't run off. So I'm just going to literally dump it right here on the table. He's got his little burrow down there at the bottom. I can see him, he's right here. Let's keep my eye on him. I don't want to squish him. Which is exactly what's going to happen if I keep doing that. The dirt just wants to push down as I go. Okay, I got it loosened up enough now. I can just probably dump it. There we go. And he's sitting right there. You can see him moving around. They molted a couple times, so I figure it's time to get him in there. He's about 1/3 to 1/2 an inch, I guess. You can see him a little better once he gets out of that dirt. He's just run so. Yeah, he's about 1/2 an inch. Trying to think of the best way to pick him up. I can't really pick him up with my hands or I'll squash him. I mean, he's just tiny compared to me. I got these at 1/4 inch. He's about 1/3 of an inch. See if I can get this back a little bit. Focus it. Just don't want it to fall off the edge of the table. I'm kind of right on the edge now. Let's see. Maybe we can get him to crawl onto this lid. Yes, go, go, go. And there he is. What I'll do is just put the lid in, and oh, look at that. Crawled right up for me. Got a top view of that. I don't know if you can see him. Really kind of dark. There he is, you can see the leg anyway. Right now they kind of look like most tarantulas at that size. They just look generic. They all look the same. There's a few tarantulas that will have a different look to them, but I'm not putting anything in there with them. I am gonna actually give this a bit of a spritz just on one side. just a little bit. So I've kind of spritzed this, just this edge right here. The rest of it's clear. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, yeah, of course he's right where the water is. Anyway, we'll leave him there. Maybe you can watch him crawling around in there. And we'll go with number 2. I'm just going to kind of get this out of the way. Just going to pause this for a sec while I get rid of the dirt. Alright, on to number 2. I didn't give it a complete clean, but it doesn't really matter. I'll clean it up thoroughly after I'm done. Just wanted the bulk of the dirt. This one actually has a molt inside there with it. Not sure how well you can see it. The molt is actually sitting right there. You can kind of see its legs sticking up. And he is right there. And there's the molt. So we're gonna pull this guy out. He does have a hole in there. I wonder if yeah, there he's. He was crawling up the hole. Kind of poked him back down the hole and used the hole to pull out the dirt from the side. Just kind of put it in and pushed it out. I'm just going to do the same thing because I know where he is. You have to be very careful with this when you're doing this kind of stuff. You can very easily squash your tarantula, and I've already done so once by mistake. I'm not doing a transfer, just opened up his cage and was feeding it. He was on the lid. I pulled his hide up and he was underneath the lid of the hide. There's a video all about it somewhere in there. This one looks a little bit bigger, actually. Let's get that molt out. There's Mr. Tiny Molt. Like that in the lid. Although I'm probably going to need this lid. But what I'm going to do. Let's just put it directly into its little container that it's going to go into. There, so I know which one it is. And we're going to get you to climb right out of there and into your new enclosure. This one's easily 1/2 inch. So, could be suspect male or just a fast growing female. Or it could be one molt ahead of the other one. He doesn't want to go out. There we go. Much bigger than the other one. Much bigger. I think the next molt he's going to outgrow this enclosure altogether. You can see him quite clearly there. Easily 1/2 inch, 2/3 of an inch. He's at least a molt ahead of the other one. There might be a couple in there like that. I have 4 of these. Brachypelma Albopilosums. Now with these I've actually put air holes in the lid, air holes all the way around the side, and they're small enough that it can't get out of. So we're going to put that on there for now. I still haven't got myself a sticker gun, which I'm going to have to get. Alright, I'll pause this while I get rid of the dirt again. Alright, on to number 3. This one here is a great eater. Let's see where he is. Can't really tell. Don't know if you can see the hole there. It's getting on the left. So I'm gonna push this down the hole. I'm just gonna scoop it out. And when I'm doing this, I'm just pulling this dirt out very lightly. I'm just kind of trying to flake it up. I can see the T down there. So get some of that out. Did he come out? No. This one's about the same size as the first one. I don't see a molt. A lot of these I've already pulled the molt out at least once. Now in this dirt I'm not finding any mealworms, which is a shock because I've put quite a few mealworms in there and I know that they've crawled into the dirt. So these guys are quite efficient at digging them out. I'll just do the same thing and try and get them to climb out. This one's kind of being a little shy. He's tucking himself down and doesn't want to walk out. He's quite a bit smaller than the last one. This one's about 1/3 of an inch. There he is there. The reason I'm rehousing these is not because they're outgrowing these enclosures, is because they're digging down so deep. And it's hard for me to keep this without getting too humid or too wet. And feed them as well. Like I said, the worms were actually crawling around in the dirt, but they seem to have done quite a good job collecting them. Okay, so that's number 3. And I think tomorrow or the next day, I'll see if they'll eat. I already have fed them. I fed them last night, so they may not eat again for a bit. But I might wait a couple days, let them get acclimated to their new enclosures, and maybe build themselves a little hut or hide or whatever you want to call it. A little burrow probably. I didn't give them a lot of substrate because they tend to dig it up. I mean, you can see that. This was down to here. This is how much dirt was in there. And they've literally pushed it all up to the top. So I'm assuming that's what is going to happen again. So preemptively I just put in about 1/4 of a thing, maybe 1/3 of soil, but there's a little indent on the bottom, so there's not as much soil in there as it looks. Anyway, I'm just going to pause you again while I scoop that dirt up. Alright, and on to number 4. And he's right down his little hole. This guy's got 2 holes actually in there. Got one on the right and one on the left. The one on the left is kind of pretty big, so that's the one I'm going to use because I can actually see him down there. And this one looks a bit bigger, so I'm expecting to see a molt down there. I'm hoping. Trying to hang on to some of these molts. I do want to do a bunch of shadow boxes and get as small a molt as possible to the big a molt as possible. just for kind of wall posters on them. Maybe do like a write-up and have all the molts around it. It's kind of like you would do as a child with a science project. I think it would look good as a background on the walls or something. I plan to get, when I get into a new place, try and get a 2-bedroom place on my own, and concentrating on this 2-bedroom place where I can use 1 bedroom for myself and 1 bedroom for my critters. I mean, if all goes well and I do get into ball pythons and whatnot, I might get a 3rd room. And just build the rooms accordingly. So with the ball pythons, if there's any deaths or anything, even from old age, or from them hatching out and not living, I would probably do skeleton shadow boxes, as well as molts or sheddings if they're whole, but I doubt they will be. I'm pretty sure the python family, the molten parts, not like a garter snake where the whole molt comes out. Anyway, that's him right there. Remember her? See if I can get him. So these, number 1, 3, and 4 seem to be 1 molt behind. The other one is clearly double the size, easily, of the other ones. This guy here. And there he is on the side, actually. He's quite a lot bigger. Actually see a little bit of color on his carapace. It's kind of cool. So that's them. I've got a lot more of these to do. As you can see, I'll run the train by you. There's a whole ton of them. And they're for all of these other ones. And I will be, I did hear back from Tarantula Canada. It's for the little guys in the vials. So there's 3, 6, 9, 11. I'm pretty sure I got enough over there. I think I got 11 of those. Plus I got a couple of spares too, somewhere around that I bought before. But I did hear back from Tarantula Canada on the postage. They did reimburse me most of it, actually. So I will be doing another order quite soon, and getting my replacement tee. And there's my OBT right there working on his web, pulling things apart and making new web. I don't know if you can see him there. Kind of right in the middle of that. You got the mealworms and stuff in front, but there he is. There he's moving. Yeah, so I'll be doing another order within the next few weeks, couple of weeks, hopefully sooner. We'll see. But yeah, things are growing. I got down below, I got the Lasiodorus, and down at the end the Ascalciatum. It's doing well. And then up here I got the bulldozers. They are the 3 greens are the Pekin Ceratides, and they just, this one here doesn't really dig a much, but these 2 here, they are just bulldozers. They're moving dirt around like crazy. And then they got the Brachypelma vagans and the blue ones there. And all the rest. Oh, and the P. arminias have all molted. which is awesome. So I'll probably do an update on them later. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and bye for now.